Hi, this is Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. I have a little bit of time off today, so I thought I'd work on a video. However, the weather's awful outside. Not that I'm afraid to be in the weather, but when I did the Survival Firearms series, the wind was howling so bad you could barely hear me on camera, and it's actually worse today. So that's going to push me inside for a couple projects that I've been putting off for quite a while. The first project I'm going to do is a Kentucky long rifle kit. Now, I purchased this kit at a garage sale. It's been probably 5-6 years ago at least. It was not a complete kit. It was not in a box. It was kind of like you see it now. So this isn't just a simple assembly. I know it is not complete. I have no directions with the kit. So this is going to take a while, and it's probably going to be 3 or 4 trips to the hardware store. Luckily, there's a black powder shop fairly close to me. But what the kit did include is a barrel. This is a .45 caliber. The stock is in 2 pieces. I've seen these in foam packaging before. These were pretty popular at one time. I don't know if they still are or not. I think this is just broken down so it fits in the box. Obviously, it'd be a much stronger kit if it was a 1-piece. And I do have the ramrod also. So in the bag here, you know, most of it's here. Fitting is going to be an issue. Here is the hammer lock assembly. It seems like it's complete. Brass trigger guard, brass ferrules. This would be fitting under the barrel for the ramrod. This is a brass bushing that's going to go. It's going to go in here. I'm thinking this is going to give myself a stronger joint right here. And rather than glue it, it looks like they've included pins. I've got 1 pin for certain. Here's my butt plate. This is a nose cap. I'm not sure what this is. Brass strip. I got 3 holes in it. This is going to be part of the fun of this this whole kit. This could be. This looks like it's vintage with the kit itself, but there could be just random hardware in here. For the price, I thought it would be a neat project to do someday, and I've just been putting it off. Let's see. I got a front sight, rear sight. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I have 2 triggers. I have 1, 2, let's see here. I have 4 different front sights, 2 different rear sights. So I really haven't gone over this kit before. When I bought it, it looked like there was enough parts to justify the expense I paid for it. But it is definitely missing some pieces here. Here's a nipple. It looks like it's already got one in place. And there's some various brass bushings and a whole bunch of little screws. So what could possibly go wrong with this? Let me get everything together here. This video is going to be, you know, I'll be in and out. I'll show you the progress. I'll kind of show you my thought process as I'm stepping this through. The wood is very rough on this. The joint's got quite a bit of overlap to it. Looks like it's not fully inletted. But most of it's here. This should be a good project. I look forward to it. So I took the barrel and I used some steel wool. I had a little bit of, you know, residue rust. Nothing real bad at all. No pitting. But I wanted to clean it all up now. So I hit that with a little bit of sandpaper and then steel wool. So the barrel's prepped right now. And then when I started looking at the stock fit, Like I said, it's got this brass bushing that fits between the junction, and I only have one pin. So I went to my drill index and found the drill bit that would work, cut it down with a grinder. So now I have 2 pins. I'm going to attempt to seat these. So when I seated this junction, now granted this is not going to be glued into place, but the barrel itself is going to be holding everything in. I think I might want to put a little bit of glue on there, or an epoxy of some type, just to give myself a little more strength. Now the wrist here, it's noticeably thicker on the fore-end side. So this has all got to come down. And the finish on the wood itself is real rough. But I don't see any cracks in it right now, so that looks pretty cool. Now there is a key basically on the bottom of the barrel. And the keys line up with dovetails in the stock. So let's see how this is going to lay quick. Here we go. About like that. I am going to sand the stock down, specifically working on this junction. I want to true this up best I can, and then I'll get the stock down to a semi-usable finish. I'm not real concerned with getting to the final grit yet, because I see I'm going to have to do some carving here. But it's very rough right here, right on the tail end of the buttstocks. I mean, just real roughly routed. But it's got potential. I can see this thing coming into shape without a whole lot of trouble, hopefully. As I'm sanding this, I can see the junction here is not as strong as I would like, so I am going to install the barrel to give it rigidity and let me sand the stock as one solid piece. If I try to sand the fore stock and I can't really put pressure on this joint, I'm not going to get anywhere with that. So this would be similar to sanding like a drywall seam. You know, if you just you tape it, you do a small sliver, you're going to be able to see that divot. You want to spread it out over as wide an area as possible. So I really kind of got to bring this whole area down right here. But I am going to install the barrel. Alright, so I just eyeballed the lock, the hammer assembly, and of all my problems, this doesn't seem like it's going to be one of them. I've got pass-through screws. I've got 2 of them. They look approximately the right length. And then there is a brass washer on the back side. So this is gonna be on the right-hand side of the firearm. The hammer is. These are going to pass through the stock, lock everything into place. I'm just going to start screws in here, so start to eliminate what of this mess here I don't need. Okay. So the actual triggers fit, the hammers fits, the buttstock is going to have to be ground down, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge problem. I am missing the proper size wood screws. And And then I've got this mystery brass strip. It doesn't really seem to attach to anything. There's a flat on the bottom, but I wouldn't think it goes there. Well, maybe it does. Maybe this is to protect the end of the stock. That would make sense why it's too long. And if this is the proper one, then it's inletted about ½ inch too short. Here's where the flat is on the stock. Here's where this is. But I think that's it. I've got undersized screws that I could probably make it work. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to assemble this with what I've got. I'm going to improvise. I'm going to try not to run out and buy a bunch of stuff for this thing. This is my main question right now. I can kind of see this all going together, except the ferrules for the ramrod. I don't know how those attach. So, you know, that's it for today right now. I'm going to do some research on this. If I was to have bought a muzzleloader kit, unwrapped it from the package, and just followed the step-by-step directions, you know, that would be, you know, a different type of video. I kind of did that with the crossbow, the sling bow, and the crossbow pistol. But in this case, I knew this wasn't exact, and I knew I had to do some fabricating, and I kind of thought that was what was going to make the video a little more interesting. So rather than do any damage at this point, I am going to do a little bit of research online, see what I need, see what I can make do with, and we'll continue on with this project.